It's where champions become legends. The Autumn Carnival.
It's a theatre of sport like no other. The expanse of Flemington is world famous. A history built over 180 years, almost as old as the city it calls home. This week is the grand old lady's birthday, and what a way to celebrate. The Australian Cup sees the return of Melbourne Cup champ Vow and Declare, while the Newmarket Dash is to Flemington what a fascinator is to the birdcage. They just go together. In Sydney, the two-year-olds continue their under the slipper, with Blue Diamond winner Tagaloa leading the charge. Plus Castelvecchio headlines the Group 1 Randwick Guineas. Light up the candles. This day is 180 years in the making. Welcome you to Flemington and Katie Mallion. And these two races, the Australian Cup and the Newmarket, they're close to 180 years old. One's over 150, one's nearly 150.
Yeah, that's right, Bruce. They're time-honoured and they've been around for so long that it's really important for the jockeys today because, you know, these are time-honoured events. Group 1s, this is what it's all about. And a lot of these jockeys today have never ridden a Newmarket winner. So they've all got something in common. They're all
running in today's Australian Cup. It's the first time we've seen him since then. Loving Gabby. She's just a brilliant filly. A wonderful chance in the Newmarket. And then Exceedance, first up in the Newmarket. Hard to do, but Redkirk Warrior did it 3 years ago. And then in Randwick, two Group 1s there. Castelvecchio, he probably needs a win. He's a great colt, but he does need a win. This bloke's got his measure. He's 3 and zip against him, Shadow here. He can make it 4 today. Nature Strip at his best, world class. At his worst, he's just a naughty boy. We know that. Sander in a lane, well, he is world class. He's been probably the best sprinter in the world this time last year. And Elise, she's just so honest. She's a wonderful mare. So, Katie, all of those to look forward to. Can you pick one out?
Oh, gee, he does, and I'm sure he would not have gone backwards. And Farnan, this guy, he was so impressive in the Silver Slipper. He won in a canter. And then Montesira, I think she needs to have her mark here today at Flemington to say, yes, I'm in the slipper. And Ole Kirk, wow, he was so impressive his first start, and he's so closely related to the mighty mare Black Caviar.
He is, and all too hard. And Michael Walker, what about his last couple of weeks? Here's Michael, he's rejuvenated. He was struggling, wasn't he, for 4, 5, 6 months, and his last couple of weeks have been colossal, both here in New Zealand.
Yeah, he's had a big 2 weeks, and he's a talented jockey. We've all known that. And
got wonderful chances. Go on, Katie, pick the one you want to be.
It's difficult, isn't it? They've all got wonderful chances, I think, but I'm with Craig Williams with Loving Gabby because I love her in the Newmarket. And Vow and Declare, to me, looks forward enough to run a massive race first up.
And if you're picking trainers, if you pick weighted numbers, you've got to go Chris Waller. He's got 16 runners today at Royal Randwick. The next most is 6 with Snowden and Cummings.
We might have to go and help him saddle them up.
And that was in the CF4. And then G-Tra got the better of Red Zell with Loving Gabby out wide to win the Lightning. He's 3 for 3 at Flemington. What an up the straighter he is. And then Tagaloa wide, but holding off Hand Sciatic in the Blue Diamond Stakes of Michael Walker. That was big, surely for him, got him going. And then Pippi all the way. What a flying machine she is. She ran them off their legs in the Oakley Plate for the Mars, and Linda Meach, that was some. Streets of Avalon, how did he hold off Super Seth? But he did, and got home for Ben Mellon in the Futurity Stakes. That was an upset. Oh, don't you love him? Alligator Blood. He gets the Group 1 for Ryan Maloney, a 3rd for David Van Dyke, and All Too Hard breaks through. Probabil, well, OP Bossum, did he have a day? Look at Little Fun Start, trying a hard out, but Probabil gets over the top to win, the daughter of Savaville. And then along comes the big shark. Look at him, gobble him up. He is a beauty. That's what's happened so far. Welcome back, guys. G-Tra's earned his weight. He won the Lightning Stakes at Weight for Age. He's unbeaten at Flemington. He's made great progress. After a problem in the spring where he had to go off and have a little operation, he's come back so well.
He has, and he wore down Red Zell, the champion sprinter that we know of the Everest. And yeah, look, I think that he was in the superior part of the track, but his effort was fantastic.
Satori's 2nd in Oakley Plate, and he's won a Bobby Lewis here and been placed in other big races like the Gilgai.
Yeah, I loved his run last start in the Oakley Plate. I thought he really attacked the line on that track that was a little bit biased. I think he's got a great chance today up the straight where he loves it.
And the track drying out suits him, I think. I think he's better with the track dry, so that upgrade helps him. Dispatch, well, he won on Adelaide Cup Day this time last year, and then he went on to win a Goodwood. He hasn't really fired since.
I think the only thing about him that is a very much of a positive is that there's not a hell of a lot of speed in this, and I can see him being able to control the race.
This horse, the Inevitable, we love him. He's unbeaten at 1200. His Flemington record's great. He's great first up too, isn't he?
He's extremely powerful, and when he's right, gee, he's got a motor, doesn't he? He's very, very fast when they ask for an effort. I just can't see him winning this race first up, but I could see him flashing home and running a brilliant race.
Well, first up was hard to do. Rick Kirk Warrior, the first in 100 years, but there's a few trying it here. Exceedance, the other one. So there's the Inevitable. Would be a huge win. Bivouac, the first of 4 outstanding 3-year-olds.
And we spoke to Bossy earlier on, didn't we, Bruce? And he said that he was going to ride him in his comfort zone, so he wasn't going to try and fight him. He's got quite a high head carriage, as we've seen before in the past. And I just think this is the right move for Bossy to just go with the flow and let him be comfortable. He's a high-class colt, and, you know, this will be huge for him.
His coat's shining, isn't it? He looks superb. He's had the one run under his belt. The last 4 times Exceedance has been to the races, he's been up against Bivouac, and Exceedance is behind Bivouac at the moment in the mounting yard, and here he is, so they clash again for a 5th time. He got him in the Coolmore stud. Can he get him today?
Well, I think he can, especially with the soft conditions. That's why I've got him marginally ahead. I really don't think there's much between the colts, and we saw them fight it out in the spring in the Coolmore Stud Stakes, and there definitely wasn't much between them. I just think that Exceedance will be better on a soft track, but I don't think there's much between both of them. Exceedance, Bivouac, and the other 3-year-old, Libertini.
Yeah, and Loving Gabby, of course, as well. But they come for the Coolmore stud, spot on. He looks well, doesn't he, Katie?
He does. He's really glowing in the coat.
Tafani, the mare, she beat Pippi up the straight during the Cup Carnival. I mean, that form looks sensational now.
It does look sensational. Pippi winning, of course, the Oakley Plate on that bias track. He didn't do much first up in the... Sorry, she didn't do much first up in the Lightning. She sort of just held her ground there. She's got good second up form. She actually, in fact, she's unbeaten second up, but I just think this might be a little bit tough.
Trope's only won 1 race. Actually, he ran in the Fireball on this day last year. It was his second start. He's a talent, but he's at big odds. I don't think he can win.
No, I don't think he can win, but he did run second last preparation to Acadia Queen, so that's got to be good form.
No, look, he's got all the ability in the world. They must think a lot of him. They keep putting him in big races. Alan Bell, the owner and breeder, of course, of Scalacci and others' fame. Oh, Loving Gabby. Her CV's just impeccable, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a mighty filly, isn't she? She's got a really big heart. So strong, and I loved her performance in the Lightning, where Craig Williams sort of followed the odds-on favourite Nature Strip there, which just didn't bring her into the race at all, and in the inferior part of the track. So she still had the audacity to stick on there. She wasn't beaten all that far, and I'm sure if she was on the other side of the track, I think she would have won the Lightning.
Now, Booker, who ran earlier today, she's a Oakley Plate winner of the past. This is her brother Banquo. Now, this is interesting. We thought he'd be going for mile races, so he's coming back in distance. Danny O'Brien has won with a 3-year-old colt with Shame Express.
He has, and the lightweight of 51 kilos, Dean Yendel aboard. I do believe that he does want a little bit further, but he's rock hard fit, and Danny knows what he's doing.
Libertini has never been beaten on a good track. Now it's a soft 5, so her chances, I think, have improved in the last hour.
Yeah, that's right, Bruce. And look, she's probably a length behind Bivouac and Exceedance. So if you give them a chance, you have to give Libertini a chance.
So she's the 4th of the 3-year-olds. Gee, what a race we've got. It's the Newmarket. Let's go to points pair. Does the ring around. So this really concludes Flemington's great summer into autumn. So let's go to Matt Hill for his call of the Newmarket.
Of 11. The Inevitable is in, set for the Newmarket. Ready to go. Stills are back and they're racing. Dispatch away only fairly. Bivouac out fast, with also Banquo over towards the far side, showing some speed. Out deeper on the track now is Tafane, and Dispatch is booting through. They didn't go lickety-split the first 200 metres. So the leader Banquo from Guitra underneath of it. Loving Gabby, Bivouac behind those from Dispatch, Trope. Then Tafane, Zutori, Libertini out deeper. Exceedance second last. The Inevitable is last. So the front runner is Banquo at the 800 metres. metres by a length as they're sliding out even wider on the track now. From Bivouac second, Guitra box seating third. Dispatch out deeper, followed by Loving Gabby. Then came Zutori. Trope Tofane Libertini is the widest, tracked by the Inevitable and Exceedance, darting back between horses. The leader is Banquo in the Newmarket at the 400 metres. Tried to kick away about a length and a half. Loving Gabby out, followed by Guitra, Bivouac, and then came Zutori running on. It's Banquo at the 200 metres in front of Loving Gabby, and Bivouac on the outside, chiming in strongly, then Guitra. Bivouac takes the lead from Loving Gabby at the 100. Bivouac coming away for Bossy. Bivouac's won the Newmarket easily. Loving Gabby second, Photo third, Guitra or Zutori, followed by Banquo, Tofane, Exceedance, the Inevitable, Gap, Dispatch, Trope and Libertini.
Gee, that's going to give him some pleasure. 84 Group 1s, but a first Newmarket to go with those 3 Melbourne Cups and all the others for Bossier. Loving Gabby again great. Guitra again great, but he blew them away. He is a colt of the highest value, and whatever he is worth before today, let's say $8 million, he's worth 25 now.
Oh, he is.
How good was Bossy?
He was excellent. I just knew that Bossy was the right man for the job today. You know, he's just such a kind rider. He's so well balanced, and he gives his horses their all, but he gets the best out of them. And this colt, he's a bit of a finicky colt, and we saw him in the Coolmore Stud Stakes just probably not appreciate the shillelagh there. So I think Bossy was the right man for the job today. Loving Gabby, she was in the right spot, but he was just far too good. And I thought Banquo, gee, he showed a lot of tenacity to hold on, didn't he?
And for James Cummings, Bart won this a record 8 times. Bart's won this twice as many as any other trainer. So James, his grandson, gets his first, and we know he might win the Australian Cup too and do the big double with the fillies. But this colt went from good to great today. This is a great performance. This is a dominating 3-year-old colt blowing away a high quality field.
Yeah, he didn't even ask for an effort. He practically cantered in a Group 1 Newmarket. It's quite remarkable how easily he did that.
And he's by Exceed and Excel, who won this race for Corey Brown in way back in 2004, and Corey talked about that today. So the son of the gun winning today. He's a good horse. He is a wonderful horse, and Bossy got the key to him. And Glenn's going to be over the moon. He's with Chris Simons.
Well, Bossy, you always turn up for the big occasions. That just looked like a track gallop.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get on these colts, and Chrissy, I can't explain. Just going to the barriers, I knew I was a winner. You can just tell when they're on, you know, colts. And he went down to the barriers like he really meant business. Every stride he took to the barriers, it felt like he had game face on. So I grew in confidence just going to the barriers. It's incredible. And like, he just never put a foot wrong, and he broke beautifully. He got into a lovely trail, and that was ridiculous to how easily he won. That was just a fact that the way he set himself up, he just gave me a lovely ride. And yeah, it's very rare that, you know, against that quality opposition, that you would think that you could walk away and have a victory that easily. So I tell you, that last quarter was very, very, from the 300 to the 100, geez, I went quick. Like, it was really turned it on. So yeah, so I'm very happy. Obviously, thanks James, Vin Cox and all the crew at, you know, the Blue Army. I got it wrong last week with one of their boys, but it's not very often in this game that you can have 1 week to turn it around and get redemption, you know. So to wear these colours today and get the job done on this unbelievable, valuable colt, it's just you know, I honestly, I couldn't have scripted it any better.
Talk to me about Flemington. It's been such an iconic place for you.
Oh, it doesn't matter where I ride, but just the moments, Chris, you know, I just love these moments. I really do. I get quite nervous before the event, but it's great nerves, you know. I mean, I love to feel the nerves, you know, because it still means a lot to me, you know. So I get a bit wound up, but in a real positive way, because I know that I'm on. If I get really wound up and a bit churny in the stomach, I just know in myself that I'm on. And I just love riding great colts. You know, I lost Yes, who was you know, him and Exceedance and this bloke were the 3, and we lost Yes, but to be able to get myself on the back of this colt and feel the power and feel the speed, it was just immense. It was amazing. And like I said, thanks James, we had a really good chat this morning. He put my mind at ease, and yeah, these are the moments we live for. Honestly, Chris, I just enjoy it so much.
We'll go and lap it up, Bossy. Well done, mate.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Chrissy. Thank you.
Wonderful stuff, isn't it? James Cummings is in Sydney today. Here's Nature Strip and Santa and Elaine going to do battle along with Red Zell and others in the challenge. That's next up, coming from Royal Ramble. Classic, can he win it first up? He came out from Melbourne Cup. Avilius, he was favourite last year, odds-on favourite, but he's got a good chance again this year. And Regal Power, so good coming out of WA and very, very good at call.